everyone, welcome back to the Role Players Guild. We are here with another episode of Dream Dealers of Fairhaven. And we are going to kick this right off and get things moving. I am your guildmaster here at the Role Players Guild, and I play Mark V, the Warforged. Xylek, it's your turn with Laura on deck.
Yes, I am Falcon. I'm also part of the Role Players Guild, and I am currently playing Xylek Searster, the Cleric Druid multiclass. Laura.
Hello, I am Laura, and I'm playing Gilsap, who's an autognome soul knife rogue. And it's B Spouse's turn.
I'm B Spouse, and I am playing Elspeth, who will kill you with lightning, and temporarily playing B's remnants in the form of Justice, the Paladin.
Can I just say how I love that we still call him B's spouse even without B here?
Of course.
It's the greatest. And last but not least, our DM.
Hey, that's my go. Right on. Very cool. Welcome, everybody. And it is another exciting, action-packed, adventure-filled episode of Dungeons & Dragons in the world of Eberron, in the adventure called The Dream Dealers of Fairhaven. My name is Jason. I will be your guide to the light. And tonight, you brave and perhaps foolish adventurers have found yourselves in a textiles factory where you have been fighting the good fight, hacking and slashing at the creatures, stealing all the treasures and handfuls of whale blubber or whatever else, or what was it, phoenix oil or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was Meek's oil or something. Yeah.
Yep. And gathering all the clues where you are trying to solve a mystery, just like Scooby-Doo. Something awful is afoot in the city of Fairhaven. People have begun acting strange, going on violent tirades, committing horrible crimes, murders and whoredoms and such. And the only thing that this is all tied to is a certain product that has come on the market called the Lucidia Stones. These stones came new on the market just a few months back. They become very popular. They are supposed to allow you to control your dreams, to induce lucid dreaming. But everybody who has freaked out like this, everybody who has committed any kind of a crazy crime or gone off the deep end like this, has used these Lucidia Stones. Hence, y'all were called in to figure out what the heck is going on down there. Your quest has led you to here, to this textiles factory owned by a gentleman by the name of Tobias Gravemore. And strange things have been happening within this factory. You currently find yourself in the boardroom where you just fought off a horrid creature that was just kind of sitting on the table when you entered the room. It launched right at your faces, tried to kill you all, gave you all a bit of a run for your money. It took over the mind of Xylek, and turned Xylek against y'all. Wherein Xylek just tried to kill you all. Thankfully, the creature was thwarted and dropped to the floor. It fell dead, and whatever happened to Xylek, whatever hold it had on his mind, was removed and released. And now you're all kind of just left with the blood all over the room. The room falls silent. Elsbeth poking her head in. Actually, Elsbeth scored the final blow on the creature. Is that right? Did you lightning bolt it?
Yes.
Yep. Poked her head in the room and electrocuted it, and then asked everybody what the heck was going on. What are you all doing, right? So at this point, it's time to the crew decided to kind of take a moment to regroup, not so much of a long rest, but maybe just kind of healing up a little bit and regrouping and figuring out our strategization going forward. In the top of the room, Xylek, we have your character, Xylek. You're just kind of trying to figure out what happened to you. Tell us what your character is up to at the moment and what you're thinking.
So previously I had wild shaped into my constellation or story form. So I am like a mass of swirling nebulous, like a planetarium almost. As I slowly kind of look down, I look at my hands and I'm a bit lost as to what's happening, and I slowly revert back to my material form as my like tribal tattooed lizard folk, and I just kind of stare blankly at my crew. What exactly just happened? All reverting to this form.
So it turns out when people turn you against us, smacking you over the head does not work.
What do you mean turned against you?
The thing did stuff, and then you started being angry at us and attacking us.
I did?
Yeah, it's kind of scary, actually. And super cool. Don't get me wrong, that was super cool. But also scary.
Mhm.
I try not to. That's the first something like that has happened to me. Uh, did I hurt any of you?
If I had blood, I would be trying to staunch it right now.
Oh,
But I don't. So
oh
those are just
goodness.
gears coming out of me.
Uh, oh, well, I see some other you. Oh goodness. Here, just hold on a moment. Give me a second. I can remedy this. And I'll just kind of bow my head in concentration for the next 10 minutes or so. I'm going to concentrate on casting. Just had it. Prayer of healing at
Okay.
3rd level.
Okay.
So as long as you all stay within 30 feet of me, you're all going to gain 3, 6. Ooh, nice. 3, 6, 20 hit points.
Okay.
I'll even
Xylek,
like move over to like the middle of the room.
Xylek, as you go to do that, as you kind of begin to kind of center yourself and begin that process of casting that spell,
Hmm.
give me a real quick wisdom saving throw, just real fast.
Uh-oh.
It's nothing too serious, but just a quick saving throw, real quick.
Ooh, 14.
Okay, definitely good enough. While you were going through that, you felt this just this kind of like this lapse in logic when you're trying to piece together the words of that incantation, and it was just like it's almost as if something was kind of fighting against you and saying, "No, that's not how you do it. No, you do it this way. You do it this way." And you were able to kind of quickly push it back. It wasn't any kind of it wasn't a real challenge for you at all. But you note this almost just this other conscience kind of speaking contradictory terms to your mind. And but you're like I said, you're able to kind of push through it and able to kind of piece together the components of that spell, and it went off without a hitch. That was fine, but still a little alarming nonetheless.
Gotcha. Oh goodness. Is everyone else all right? Did anyone? Uh,
And the rest of
sorry,
you
I'm just
notice
kind of.
Xylek's a little bit out of sorts as he casts that spell.
Hmm.
I'm testing things.
Right. Well, the threat eliminated, or are we safe for the time being? Do we have to worry about this happening again to one of the others of us, or any other one of us?
Justice is looking at that like, well, we already killed the damn thing, but I guess there could be more unless you're planning on biting me again.
No. I would have to say I'm not.
I appreciate that. I'm not into you in that particular fashion, I'm afraid.
Nor you, nor I am you. I really took it out today. I don't feel like I was harmed much at all, but I'm quite out of sorts still. It's whatever that thing was did a number to me. Oh,
Uh,
excuse me. I'll have to just gather my wits about me. Are we done here? Do we need to finish the basement? We need to do the basement still.
Well,
Yeah.
what we know about a basement, we don't know. We're not exactly sure just yet where, if there is such a thing or where it is. What we do know is that we have there was an object you guys found in the office on the other side of the structure during our last session. Does anybody remember what object was found there?
oh, sorry.
Hmm.
Mhm. Bless you.
No.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I had a cough coming, and I missed the back half of that. What was that?
Yeah, there was an object that was found last week in the office on the other side of the structure. And does anybody remember what that object was?
We do have a Lucidia stone. Is that what you mean?
There's a
Okay.
Lucidia stone, and there was one other piece, one other item.
There was a letter at one point.
Yeah.
It's a shiny object made of brass. It had a symbol on it.
Was it?
Oh, the
snow
seal.
globe.
Yeah.
That's right.
It
The
was-
seal.
Yeah.
There was a It was in the desk, correct?
It wasn't
Yeah.
the desk. It was. Yep.
So then Mark V should have it, right?
No, Gilzaf, I think.
I don't remember.
No, Gilzaf, I think you took it because you opened the drawer and you went in.
And you're definitely not a spy.
Oh, and I definitely did not. You know what? You're right. Sorry,
Mhm.
I was thinking that Mark V was in there only, and that's
no,
why
I needed you to open the door for me, or the
Door,
drawer.
yeah.
Drawer.
So I definitely have the seal.
Okay. Yeah, and what that looks like, it looks like it's a metal piece. It's kind of almost like a cross in the shape of a cross, kind of like a centered cross. And on one side of it, it has this great big emblem. It's the symbol for Tobias Textiles. It has that logo on it, and it's all kind of like embossed in brass. And these things are usually some form of a key. Right, they combine with mechanical elements along with runes and wards and stuff like that, usually to open doors of significance. So that kind of gave the crew a kind of a hint that somewhere, if there's a key, then somewhere there's a door. So we know
And there
there's more
wasn't
to
anything on
explore
the
here.
desk.
Right, there wasn't really anything on the desk that would indicate so much. Just the fact that there was that key.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Against my better judgment, I think I am going to show everyone that seal.
Okay.
And since I can't find where it goes, I'm going to crowdsource where it goes.
Oh yeah, wasn't I
Yeah.
trying to see if like? Oh yeah, I remember. In the office, I was looking like underneath something on the desk to see if that's where it went. So.
The snow
Yeah.
globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I took.
Right, there was also a snow globe.
That's your other
Shiny.
snow globe to go with your other snow globe, right?
Yeah, and my necklace of fingers that I randomly have.
Ugh.
I don't know why I have that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I'm going to hold up the seal and say, well, if anybody sees a slot where this goes, other than that, I think we're done here.
Okay.
Justice is like, are we not going down that door under the stairs then? Or did you mean here like this floor?
This
Okay.
floor.
So, right, and so Justice, as Gilzaf holds up that seal emblem thingy, it does kind of spark a little bit of a memory within you. You do remember seeing a door here, underneath the stairs, and it did seem to have an impression on it that might fit that emblem.
That might be the key downstairs anyway. Yes.
Where?
The door. Did you walk by an entire door and not notice? That does not seem very like you. You seem the sort to notice these things.
If this was an anime, there would be a giant sweat drop just forming on Gilzaf right now. I completely missed that. I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm.
it's just back there, like right around the front. Remember the stairs that went up?
Yeah. Well, there
Yeah,
was a creature, and I was distracted. and then I get hit in the face.
Sure.
In a very, very angry at myself way, I'm going to run over to where the door is because how dare I miss that?
Do you want anyone to follow after you?
Yes,
My
please.
mother just ran. Oh, okay.
Yes, I am going to run on ahead. It's fine.
I think Elspeth actually will take that.
Okay, and then sure enough, when you reach that spot, Gilzaf, you see this door here. These are stairs leading up to the upper mezzanine. But on the underside of that staircase, there's that door, and it's a fairly unassuming door. Made of wood planks. However, the hinges seem to be fortified, seem to be like a higher grade of metal, and the locking mechanism is just like this large metal plate. It's kind of somewhat ornately decorated, and it has a spot in the middle, like an indentation that looks like it would fit that piece that you found in the office.
I know a Ted John door when I see one. I'm going to step
Right,
up
it
to
might be a Ted John door.
and look for Ted John traps. You never know with those guys.
You never know. Give me a quick check for traps.
That is going to be a 5 plus 10 is 15.
Okay. All right, the door does not appear to be trapped. It does appear to be locked. And upon closer inspection, this looks like a much more fortified door than you thought. It's the kind that just looks like a fairly unassuming door, but with a fancy locking mechanism and fortified hinges. On the other side of this door is likely steel reinforcement. And like an additional layer of just armament that makes this door somewhat very, very secure.
I am going to attempt to put the metal seal into the door's little metal plate to see if they fit together.
All right. Okay, good. Let me see here. And where is everyone standing? Okay, so Mark 5 here in the background. Elspeth? Okay.
Yeah, I'm making my
Everyone's kind of
way
watching
to
from a
follow.
distance, right?
Because Mark
I'm gonna
5 is
die.
also a little bit curious about what this thing opens.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so moving that within, placing that, once you place that emblem inside that socket, it lights up. Small like little runes begin to kind of appear around the designs and kind of circle your hand. And once they do that, once those runes kind of move about your hand a little bit, they kind of the runes just kind of disappear. They just kind of they like maybe turn like a negative color, I guess you'd say, and then just kind of disappear.
Do I recognize any of those runes as like a language that I would recognize, even if I don't read language?
Yeah, give me a quick insight.
That is 25.
Okay. So you're pretty certain this is it takes there's something else missing from whatever it takes to get through this door. This key is definitely the key for this door. When you place it in the socket, though, those runes almost as if they were examining your hand, and it's the kind of mechanism that just kind of looked at whose hand was on that key piece, and just found it to be a negative a negative input or whatever, and stopped, and then just disappeared and deactivated. It would appear that your hand is not the hand that is capable of opening this door.
So now I know what that necklace of fingers is for.
You could try that.
But before I try the necklace of fingers, because I believe they were preserved, like or like wizened or petrified or whatever.
Mhm.
Wasn't whatever was left of Tobias Gravemore here? Didn't we kill him?
No,
Oh,
Tobias
Or
was.
Who was that?
Yeah. There were several corpses, several of the workers and things like that, and other minions were. You can kind of see. I think I left their bodies still strewn out. Did I leave those on the token board, on the token layer?
There
I can
was
see
that
them.
one
You guys
guy.
see them?
There was that one guy that we accidentally killed.
The guy that you melted in the storage room. Yeah,
Yeah, that
who
one.
was supposed to be. Yeah, that was great. I put him there as like a helper for you guys, but you just nuked him right when you saw him. That
He
was
can
great.
still help.
Yeah.
Hello.
As far as I know, you only melted his face, not his hand, right?
I am going to communicate that I am not the hand we are looking for.
Yeah.
And that either we can try a flesh hand, like one of y'all's flesh hands, not Mark V's, but one of y'all's other ones. Or we can just start chopping off random hands and trying those. Of the corpses, not of random alive people. I'm not actually evil.
You could leave them attached and still do that, you know.
Well, yeah, but then I have to lug that whole body over here.
Well, you don't. You know what? Never mind.
And you all can feel Xylek just wince at the idea of chopping off hands and drying each of them until the door opens.
They're dead. They're not using them.
Yeah. Do you want me to just give it a shot first? Because
Why don't you try it first?
yeah, I think I can do that. And Justice will offer to do so, but he will keep his hammer out, but he'll put his shield back to try that against the door.
Okay. Sorry, you're gonna. Sorry, what was he with the shield?
Justice is going to try since he's, not made of metal.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Makes touch screens work better for him.
Sure. Okay. All right, you got it. So yeah, placing that key within that socket. Once again, the runes activate. They kind of circle your hand a little bit, and they just kind of turn that negative color once again, and disappear. The door does remain locked.
Well,
Right, so I'm gonna go chop off that guy's hand.
Might I try?
let's do that one before we start chopping hands, please.
I guess, but I'm just saying, if my hand didn't work and it's made of metal, I don't think his hand's gonna work. He's made of metal, but he could try.
I'm not made of metal. It didn't work for me either. So, maybe it's not the metal content,
No, that's true.
Perhaps it's registered to a specific house,
or local employees, which would be, I'd think, a little. Yeah. Anyway, here, Mark Vibe, you knock yourself out there.
I'll take it and give it a try.
Do I need to correct that was not a literal suggestion that you knock yourself out, or are you good on that?
Mark 5 thinks for a moment. I do not wish to cause harm to myself.
Great. Then I will keep that in mind.
So yeah,
Okay.
I will put the key up to the door.
Alrighty. All right. So for whatever reason, when you place your key there, those runes appear. They circle your hand, Mark 5, and it's just you hear this satisfying confirmation beep or whatever from the runes. They turn like a different color, like a nice welcoming green, and you hear this
Wow.
clicking and changing and just this like clicking and grinding noise as the door unlocks. And for whatever reason, it unlocked for Mark V.
Wow.
I was
and
able to do it.
and we're positive that Mark V is a good guy and
Yeah.
isn't gonna burst into a weird spirit.
Well, for those who weren't there for that episode, where did we pick up Mark V from? Where was Mark V found?
In a wizard's garage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brendan.
Basically.
Brendan.
I would like to point out
Yep.
a wizard's garage of a wizard that tried to kill us
Yeah.
and then burst into a spirit thing when we killed him.
Well,
These things
they
happen.
were contaminated by the Lucidia stone, so he may have.
Mhm.
And Mark V was deactivated, as far as I know, much prior to this whole incursion of Lucidia stone men.
That's true.
No.
That's true.
I
So we're
have
not-
faith they're a good robot
Okay.
machine.
So we're not sure how it all connects, but that's what we know, right?
Mhm.
I guess I won't sow discord within the party.
You can try.
Right.
It won't work.
Mark V mentioned that they had memorabilia or some sort of design upon their person that connected them to a specific house.
Yeah, it's on
I'm
the
wondering
back of
if-
my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, like I had thought that if this door was locked in a certain house, if Mark V and Tobias Gravemore were among the same social circles, could maybe give us a bit more insight to Mark V's past as well.
Good
Yeah.
point. Good point.
Right. All right. It's possible, right? For whatever reason, the door opened up for the door recognized or was allowed access to Mark V's hand. So yeah, and then we found, we know that, and we know that we found Mark V basically in the carriage house of what was it, Brendan Fayweld?
Yes.
Who was someone who was known to have been involved in the whole bad stuff that's going on, whatever evil and injustice is being inflicted upon the people of Fairhaven. This individual was involved, and Mark V was found in that person's garage underneath a bunch of debris, right, and then reactivated with little to no memory of what happened before, right? The door stands unlocked before you all.
I am going to sneak when we enter this yawning abyss. And
Okay.
my sneak is 23.
Okay.
Just FYI.
All right. Okay.
Somebody else can go
All
first.
right. So yeah.
And I'm gonna take the little metal thing also out of the door if I can.
Okay.
As we're leaving.
Yeah, you can remove it.
Since Mark V opened the door, Mark V is just gonna go down.
Okay.
Justice will
All right.
hustle up behind unless Gilzaf is immediately doing that.
Gilzaf is kind of like crouching and waiting for everyone else to go first, and will go last with a metal thing. Also sneaky.
Okay. A little sneaky. All right. Good. So the door kind of squeaks open, and it just reveals a stairway leading down, and it is pitch black down there.
Definitely sneaking.
Okay. All right. Give me a moment to move you all to a different map. Are you all able to move your tokens to to the separate map, or do you want me to grab them?
You have to grab them. We can't see the separate maps.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Okay.
if you move us to the new map, we can put our tokens. But
Okay.
No, I do have a hooded lantern if anybody needs light. I believe I might have used it when we first entered this building because it was
Okay.
back in here.
I could cast the light spell too if we needed.
does anyone
come
not have dark
Wait.
vision?
I don't.
I don't.
Might not. Hold on. Let me look at my character sheet.
Okay, I do have the light.
Where are my senses on this character sheet?
I know Justice
forgot
and
to make-
Elspeth is.
I forgot to make sure that this race does have it before going. Ooh, I want to try that.
I don't think I do. So I am blind right now.
So it's just Elspeth and Justice that are not blind.
Well, I will be the last to enter the stairway.
Okay.
Okay. And
noticed that
that
it's
map
pitch-
should be loading for you all.
Yeah, and that would explain the need for a lantern.
Yes. So I will before entering then turn my not turn it on, but light it and hood it.
Okay.
And open it a little bit. And then give
Okay.
it to Mark 5. If you had not already gone into the pitch black, you can have it since you're in the lead.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Handing that lantern to Mark 5, you all turn your eyes to the path ahead. The stairway leads down into, and the air just kind of gets a little bit more dank and a little more, I don't know, I hate to say it, but moist. And as you descend the stairs into what looks like just like the lower basement. But it looks like from what you see from the tiles and from the stone floor and whatnot, this place has been pretty heavily trafficked fairly recently. So it looks like this area is just kind of more heavily used than just your average run-of-the-mill ignored basement. Let me grab the reveal tool and see if y'all can. And how far out does that lantern show?
So when it is hooded, it reduces the light to dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
And then my light spell is 40 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 20
if
feet of
Mark
bright
5
light, 20 additional feet of dim light.
light.
Okay.
Yeah, if Mark 5 wants to open the hood, it's 30 feet and 30 feet bright and dim. But
Okay.
Yeah, I'll open
with
it.
it hooded, it's only 5.
Okay. You know what would be helpful? There is that radiance that's emanating from Justice. Are you guys able to do that for your characters as well? At the
That's
same
only-
distance as the.
Yeah, that's just his aura, and I think only I and you can see that.
This is true.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Okay. All right. We'll open it up. We'll play it by ear. What's the maximum amount that it goes out? Is that 40 feet? You said.
For me, yeah.
And
Okay.
then the hooded lantern is 60.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's 30 feet of bright light and
Okay.
then 30 dim light beyond that, right? Isn't that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lanterns are brighter than the light spell, but the light spell doesn't have to be held and doesn't rely on fire.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you can kind of see for a goodly,
That's
a goodly amount out there, a goodly distance out there. We'll go with that first. Leads down into the, just kind of like a main, almost like a main like reception area or hallway area. There's a large door here, and then off in the dark, there's 2 pillars here and a wall between them, which indicates probably what's likely a room here. And that's what you see so far.
You said we could tell that this area was heavily trafficked. Is there like?
Yeah, and your only real clue is just like how well the tiles have been kind of walked over, I guess, just like the absence of dust and accumulation and whatnot.
Like they're grimy in the corners, but shiny in the middle or whatever.
Right. That'd be a good way to describe it. Just kind of more worn, I guess. You can tell that there's the people have been walking these paths.
Do the paths kind of lead towards what's happening?
They kind of go in all
This door?
directions when you look at them.
Oh, all
Yeah.
directions, okay.
Some go in. Some go to this door. Others go off in this direction. Some like kind of turn this way and head down that way. Others, other foot traffic, just kind of goes off in this direction as well. So kind of all standard directions, I would say.
I think I'm gonna head to the double door that's over here since it's the closest.
Yeah.
Okay.
My curiosity is peaking now.
Okay.
I'm gonna examine the door for traps and other things.
I
Okay,
will
you got it.
cast guidance, seeing as the last time you had issues opening a locked door, so cast guidance.
All right. Yeah, so these are large double doors. They're probably they're pretty big. They're maybe about 7 feet wide. Each door is about 7 feet wide, making about roughly a 14-foot entryway. Yeah, and they don't. Well, give me a quick investigation check.
27. Thanks for the guidance. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, definitely not locked. Definitely not trapped.
Nice. I state that confidently.
Yep.
Although I feel like if I rolled a 1, I would also state it confidently. I would just be wrong.
Yeah, you would
Right.
state it confidently with the wrong information.
Exactly, yeah. Is there a gap between the door and the floor at all? Did Ted John miss the floor?
Well, let's see. Most of these doors are Ted John doors. This one,
Wow.
however, yeah, it's kind of there's just a slight gap beneath the beneath the door and the flooring out there. I mean, it's just kind of maybe it kind of like the place just kind of settled over the eons.
Yeah.
And it led to just kind of like a slight gap, I guess you could say, but not huge. Just maybe maybe a quarter of an inch that you could look through if you need to.
And there's no light or anything coming from it?
There's no light coming from under the door that you can tell.
On the floor, can I hear anything through the gap?
Give me a perception check.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. You think you hear an ice cream truck, but
I confidently state that I hear an ice cream truck.
What is
no.
ice cream truck?
Looks like you're just hungry.
Oh,
Right.
damn. I don't hear anything.
Okay. It turns out you're just hungry for a snack.
I am hungry for a snack. I'm going to
Want some cereal?
while we're rummaging, or not
Cereal.
rummaging, doing whatever we're gonna do next, I am going to munch on a few bites of
Elffinger.
robot cereal. Elf finger.
Mm-hmm.
Elf finger.
Robot cereal.
Robot cereal. Right
Little
on.
dogs.
Yes. Construct Crunch.
All right.
Very cool. Can't wait to make that one in Canva.
Right?
All right. It's good.
Since my little robot buddy isn't coming up with anything, I'm gonna just open the door.
Okay. Popping open the door. And again, it's about 60 feet out, right? There's Mr. Measure Tape here.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Let me reveal area. Open that one. Try that first. Hang on here. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Looks like a church.
Okay, so popping that open, you see what looks like pews. Long benches, which kind of sit in front of two additional pillars, undoubtedly for for structural support for this building.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll in a sneaky sort of way?
Okay.
Can my metal body
give me
roll
a-
across the tile floor in a sneaky way?
Can I walk
Yeah,
in
give me a
a
quick,
not sneaky way?
You can stealth check for Gilzath.
12.
Mark 5, just gonna walk in.
Guidance.
Okay. With guidance.
13, 14, 15.
Okay. All right. So this kind of opens up into another chamber here. It looks like some kind of a gathering hall or something like that. There are rows of pews that are kind of organized in the center of this room. That's lined out like maybe some kind of a chapel or something like that. Looking further forward into the room, you see it kind of narrows towards the side, and you see another row of pews just beyond the pillars, where several figures are seated, with their facing forward, facing away from you.
Oh.
Oh, hell.
Uh-oh. Can I press rewind?
I don't think so. Sorry.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
You said they're facing away from us. Have they noticed us yet?
They're not making a sound. They appear to be just motionless. Motionless. You can just kind of see the back of their heads.
Do they have any identifying marks on them? Like they're all wearing robes that say, "We belong to this cult,"
Right.
on the back?
It appears to be the annual meeting of the Tupperware Club, right? No. Nothing really that you can tell. They're wearing just kind of commoners' clothes. You see like collared shirts, work jackets, and maybe like a leather apron, things like that. Or just like leather. Others might be wearing like leather armor, things like that. There's 6 of them there that you can kind of see as you kind of move your head around those pillars to try and get a view. Excuse me, to try and get a view there. Mm-hmm.
Thought of something. I remember that it's important for y'all meatbags. Are they breathing? Do they appear alive?
I was going to ask the same question.
Okay. Difficult to tell from where you are. Is there anything do you have any abilities or any kind of perceptions, anything like that that would allow you to detect any kind of signs of life from where you're standing?
I unfortunately left my binocular eyeballs at home.
Okay.
Like Inspector Gadget, where like a bunch of little.
Right. Okay.
Left that at home.
What you know so far is that they're motionless. There may be further rows, additional rows. They're just kind of sitting there right now. You can just see the back of their heads, and they're just kind of. That's all that's happening there.
I'm just gonna go up to this like last row.
Justice had an idea, which is he in fact can tell if something is alive that shouldn't be, rather, or if undead. That one. So for the first time possibly in the history of 5e, someone is going to use divine sense after he gets a little closer.
That's a thing that you can use. It's not just pretty words.
Yeah, like who knew that someone could actually use that? Because I've never used that on a paladin.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Divine sense. The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears, right? And heavenly music. Okay, in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Okay. let's see, until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's see. So you don't detect any celestial, fiend, or undead,
All right.
but something's definitely there. Okay.
Elspeth is apparently acting like Mila here and just hanging out right by the back door.
Okay. Justice, as you move forward, you see in the dim light another figure standing behind what looks like an altar or a podium at the very front of the room. You can see they are a hooded figure. They look a little creepy and cult-like, you could say, but you can clearly make out a human face beneath the hood. And again, just kind of staring, just blank-faced, motionless, behind this podium. Eyes are open. Face looks alert, present, but almost frozen.
Do they appear to be like actual people or like statues?
From where you're standing, tough to tell, but you think, I mean, you're pretty sure they look pretty real. I mean,
Yeah.
you're a good distance away, but I mean, if they're wax statues or anything like that, they're really good copies of them.
Can
But they look
I
pretty real from where you're sitting. Uh-huh.
can I sneak a lot closer? Like crawl under the benches, the pews there, the benches, so that
Okay.
I'm like behind some of the here
Okay.
without like using my sneak.
You would have to. You want to try and be real quiet. You'd have to try to use the. I would. I mean,
Let
without
me
that, it's.
back up a
Well,
little bit.
I guess I've never asked. What is on the bottom of your feet? What kind of tread do you have on your feet?
So the um not sure
Okay.
because the traits like how it describes an autonome, it doesn't
Mhm.
really you're encased in thin metal or some durable material.
Okay.
Like mechanical nature. Let me see.
Okay. And we'd have to kind of talk about like what would be, because we haven't really had we haven't really had occasion to talk about what surface actually covers the bottom of a construct's feet, right? If
Yeah,
it's just
I
metal,
assume that it's metal. Yeah.
okay. If it's metal, metal on stone will, that'll cause the air to break and
Mhm.
clap back. That does create a noise. But would it be how practical would it be to design a construct with just metal feet? In the world of Eberron, thinking about the practicality
Right.
of and how they do that. I
Mhm.
mean, they've got leather boots, right? They've got, tread
Mhm.
of some sort. Do you think it would be logical that they would have put a strip of leather, maybe like a double leather sole, like a Goodyear welt leather sole, to the bottom of your feet?
Yeah.
Or do you think they would have left you? Do you think they would have left you in metal? And there's
So
always a stealth check. It just affects the difficulty of the stealth check,
yeah.
right?
I always pictured him as sort of like a Pinocchio type um
Okay.
kind of character. He was made for a human to be like a gnome, for the gnomes to be the gnome's offspring. So I
Okay.
assume like I always pictured him dressed. I assume that clothing doesn't really matter one way or another to an auto gnome, but
Mhm.
like wearing some sort of garb, like my picture even has him, wearing a little cloak, you know.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
so I assume that he would wear like yon regular shoes, but not like
Mhm.
Sure.
boots.
Okay. All
They
right.
probably don't provide a lot of cushion, but like,
Okay. And also, your class, you're a rogue, right?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
rogues are pretty versed at, having rogues are pretty versed at just trying to be
Mhm.
quiet, either through training or through gear, right? So I'm going to make a
Mhm.
call and say that they, you at least have a layer of double-soled leather underneath your feet to kind of to do a couple things to protect to add shock absorption when you walk or run, and to aid in silence. So we'll go with that for now. Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'm going to go slowly. So right now I am not completely up to that. That was just kind of me pointing out where I wanted to go eventually.
Okay.
But I'll start with just going on the other side of these pews, like towards, like maybe by the pillar.
Okay. All right. So sneaking through there. Let's have a look at your check.
My stealth check is 4, 16. 16.
Okay. All right. So you begin kind of sneakily maneuvering yourself into a position where you can get a better view. The rest of you are kind of watching Gilzaf approach, looking in the back. Let me shift some spotlight a little bit. Let's go to the back and look at Elsbeth. Elsbeth, kind of looking over the scene. Tell us what your character's thinking at the moment.
Elspeth has noted the number of people here and has noted that she can probably do something horrible to all of them at once, and is ready to do that.
My goodness.
Because after everything upstairs, it's really only a matter of not being actually as bad as Mila, that she didn't just blow them all up to start.
Okay. You got it. All right, so kind of calculating that, doing the math in your head, figuring out things like arc patterns and chain reaction ratios, right? Very good. Okay. Xylek, watching from the back of the pews there, kind of looking at the scene, watching Gilzaf slowly kind of creep forward to approach. Tell us what your character's up to right now.
Right now, I'm just waiting to see what happens. I'm a little nervous about the whole situation, the whole scenario. Why does this basement have what appears to be a church in it? Everything is very strange and odd, but I know Gilzaf has a knack for finding information, so I'm trusting in their capabilities right now. But reserving some potential spell usage in the immediate future.
Not trusting in their ability.
I still trust. It's more of a safe plan.
Backup,
or
reassurance. Yeah.
Backup. Yeah, backup plan.
Right. I was always not sure how to take guidance, being administered continually. I never tried to do something in game, and other players like, here's guidance, here's guidance. Yeah.
I try to at least be within like the touch range for the guidance. Like,
yeah.
Also,
for sure.
Like I started sneaking, so like you might have been able to like come up to me and like done it, but then like right now we're all trying to like, we're quiet right now, and there's a schematic. Forward. Yeah.
I'm not super stealthy, so I didn't want to have to like push through people to try and get to you, or you to try to push through people to get to me, and then
Right. Okay. Right on. All right.
And that is why I kind of stopped where I am, like versus like try to go all the way forward, because I do want to allow you guys to stop me if you need to, or if you were like, oh no, I had a better idea.
Awesome. Okay. All right, it is good. Let's see. Mark 5, standing there right behind Justice and observing what's going on. Tell us what your character's up to right there.
Yeah, I think I'm just waiting to see if Gilzaf finds out anything before I approach.
Okay. All right, just kind of being observant and figuring out what's
and if they decide to attack, well then at least they attack Gilzaf and not me.
All right. Sending forth a decoy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And Justice, kind of taking the foreground there, ahead of the group, and watching Gilzaf approach. Tell us what your character's up to.
Justice actually came back there to go, yeah, this is creepy. I don't like this at all. And that is when Gilzaf went off to discover how creepy.
It's true.
Right?
So he's got a shield and a hammer, and he's assuming they're about to be both getting some heavy use.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, weapons at the ready. Waiting for because obviously the situation looks like all hell could break loose in a very quick moment, right? Gilzaf, tell us your stealth check again.
It was 16.
Okay. Good. Okay.
And
Go ahead.
from where I am now, can I see anything better before anything else?
Okay. Yeah. Approaching them, you can kind of see as the light kind of spills into the room and covers more of a little more detail. They're all just kind of sitting there with their, just facing forward. At the front of the room, there's this individual, just kind of a robed figure. And as you look closely, it doesn't really look so much like a robe, not so much like a robe as it does more like a cowl, like just a covering, like a leather covering, like a much more casual thing, not like a I don't know, cult leader priestly kind of robe, but just more of a
yeah.
more of a hood that made to cover your hair, to cover your hood and cover your head and protect from the rain or whatever. Standing at this pulpit, motionless, eyes are straight forward, and the rest of them, they appear to be just kind of sitting straight forward. In the back of the room are two of these large statues. They look like cherubs or something like that, and you're not certain if this was. It begins to kind of dawn on you that this room might be an old sanctuary or an old chapel or just an old gathering hall for some organization at some point. But you kind of get the sense that this is kind of being occupied right now, rather than it actually being a designated gathering place for some cult or organization. It doesn't feel like everything is kind of coming together as if it was like an organization. It just looks like it's some kind of a gathering, like almost like they were renting the place or something like that. Hard to say, but it was like this doesn't appear to be a cult or something like that or a religious organization. As you look, their outfits are varied. Some are wearing workers' clothes, others wearing just like street vendor clothes, things like that, and they're all just kind of sitting there motionless, with their eyes fixated on this individual in the front.
And is the individual there's like a podium in front of him or a pulpit? Is there anything on it, like a book or like an object?
It's slanted towards him, so it's kind of difficult to see.
See.
But you're not certain from where you are, so it's kind of hidden. But his arms are up on the pulpit. Difficult to tell from where you're standing.
Has anybody noticed me?
If they have, they're completely ignoring you. They're just motionless. They're just staying. They're just sitting still. Their eyes facing forward.
I'm gonna look back at the group and just kind of like, I can't see any like, and I'm also like, I still got my my mental connection with everybody.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not sure what's going. Like, I still can't see anything. Should I go closer? And the way that my telepathy works is let me get it up so that I can be very specific about that.
Figuring out methods of communication, right?
Yeah, the chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them. To send or receive a message, no action required. You and the other creature must be within 1 mile of each other. So, like, we can kind of talk as if we're talking. It's not like message where it has to be like a text message type. So, I know Elspeth generally chooses to ignore my speaking into her mind. but you do hear, should I go closer?
Yeah. How do y'all respond?
Yes.
Cautiously.
I'm
Yeah.
not here to know. I'm gonna
Elspeth does actually speak up at this point in your head, but it's just to say, I can get their attention.
Ooh. I'm gonna nod, and then I'm gonna trust that you're gonna get their attention if they start to get distracted by me, and that's what you meant. I'm totally reading into that. It's probably not what you meant, but that's what I'm reading into it. And then I am going to
Honestly, I
go
think
and
Justice would refuse that idea and would suggest that she not. So
yeah. So my intended path is, let me see if I can draw it.
Yeah.
This is my intended path. This is not where I'm actually walking right now.
Okay.
Is that way. So I will
Okay.
roll my stealth here.
All right.
And that's 17 plus 4 is 21. 21. And I
Okay.
will just tell me when to stop.
Okay. Yeah, creepily moving in, kind of creeping along the back, moving up and around. As you pass by them, you do hear just kind of rhythmic breathing, kind of fast breathing, fast and shallow breathing coming from all of them.
So they are alive. They are people that are alive.
They're alive, and as your
So it
view,
seems.
right, and keeping your eyes fixated on them as you move past them, when you move right about here, as you look, their eyes are all closed.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Fun.
And it kind of strikes you at this point, between the eyes being closed and just the deep, the kind of the quick shallow breathing. It seems like maybe they're asleep.
I'm going to communicate that to everyone as I'm passing. Like,
Okay.
oh, it seems like they're asleep. And then from where I am right now, let me move to my final, point. Can I see the person behind the pulpit clear
Individual
now?
behind the pulpit also appears to be like breathing shallowly. Eyes are closed. They're all sitting or standing straight up, but it's almost as if their muscles are locked into position of sitting straight up or standing at the pulpit. However, eyes are closed, and their breathing just kind of sounds like someone sleeping.
they don't happen to have one of them there rocks on that altar, do they?
The locks on the pulpit?
Rocks, the stone.
Oh, that's a good question. Can I see it clearer now? Because I'm not completely at a
A little bit. There's some objects up on that. There's some objects on that altar. Difficult to tell from where you're at because it's still kind of tilted upward.
I am so tempted to rob every single one of these people. There's
This is like a kid in a candy store right here, right?
yeah. But I'm not gonna.
All right.
So I don't think anybody can see me because I am, again, an inch above what would make me a tiny size.
Okay.
So I guess I think I can go up to the pulpit. Should I try?
I mean, if they got one of them stones, that could explain some things.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Oh, I didn't even
Okay.
think.
What if they're all doing some weird dream thing together?
No.
Elspeth doesn't say anything, but you get a similar sense of disgust.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. I'm sticking to the wall because, like, moving across the empty space is gonna be like real obvious. So I'm just trying to stick kind of to the wall,
Okay.
and I'm
You bet.
going. I really liked this line tool. Hold on.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
kind of like that last bit will be like a
Okay.
real quick. Plus 4 is 17.
Okay. All right. Quite enough. As you approach the altar, you're able to kind of see the altar has it's more of a podium rather than an altar. And it just kind of has what looks like maybe some papers, some strewn out manuscripts and stuff like that written on it. It all looks older than anything that might belong to the current clientele. But you do notice just in front of the pulpit, the gentleman standing at the altar or at the podium, has his hands kind of underneath the tunic, and there is a faint light emanating from underneath the tunic. You're pretty sure that's a Lucidia stone based on what you've seen so far.
Why has he got it under his tunic? Weird.
Right?
Keeping it warm. Gonna
You
have
know that had it been out, you would have easily seen it from across the room. That would have been convenient.
So I have no ability to quickly leave this area.
Okay.
I'm going to communicate what I'm seeing to everyone. And then I'm going to say, can I see if I can take it?
Okay. You gonna try and take the stone?
And book it.
Okay. All right.
That's actually probably a really dumb idea.
Well, Elspeth's thought was just break it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I have a dagger. Oh, how heavy the Lucidia stone that I have? How heavy is it?
It's just a standard gem. They're roughly the size of like
Pretty light.
Yeah, they're probably roughly the size of like a tennis ball, or more like maybe like a I don't know. We used to call them a wall ball or a racquetball.
Yeah.
Roughly about that size. And it's just like they're solid gems, so about as heavy as you'd expect that a gem of that size to be. That'd be like half a pound ish, right?
And you say his hands are inside of his cowl thing?
Just underneath his cowl, with that faint light emanating. He's clearly grasping the stone with both hands, and he has it kind of underneath his tunic.
I, still being very stealthy, am going to brush the bottom of his hem as if a mouse just ran across.
Okay.
To see if he reacts.
Okay. No. He's just kind of breathing heavily. It's just he's standing straight up, right, on his own 2 feet. His eyes are closed. His breathing is just kind of shallow and rhythmic. He's asleep.
I'm going to take out the glass full of smoke that says, what does it say? City of Sharn on it. Sharn's World Fair on it. Like the same amount of weight.
Okay.
Would you say? It's really small.
Ish. Yeah. You never know, right? Yep.
And then the giant stone ball.
Giant stone ball comes out of nowhere.
Can I Indiana Jones this? Can I twitch his cowl aside and reveal the stone?
You can sure try. It's going to be a heck of a sleight of hand, but you sure can. You can certainly make the attempt.
What do you guys think?
I say go for it. You've gotten this far.
Elspeth is asking if you want her to solve the problem.
But what does Beast's spouse think? Should I try?
Oh, B's spouse thinks you might as well. There's no reason not to, because I know what Elspeth has in store. But
what about Beluga?
Go for it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try twitching his cowl aside, and if that happens, and he is not holding the stone, but if he is holding the stone, I will attempt.
Okay.
To exchange.
Okay. So he's holding it by the base underneath it. It's kind of like a diamond shape, and he's kind of holding it in his fingers with his fingertips. So you might be able to switch that. We'll see. Okay.
And then a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Dirty 20.
Okay. All right. So reaching in there, you kind of, your fingers kind of feel their way through the folds of the tunic. You feel the surface of the stone. It is clear of fingers. He's clearly holding it right between. Reaching in with your other hand and kind of guiding the snow globe into the tunic. You're able to kind of like nudge the stone away and just replace it with the snow globe. You hold in your hands a beautiful, just a gorgeous, sparkly, clear-colored, looks like a diamond, and it has just kind of an eminence from within it. It's clearly active, and it almost calls to you a little bit to kind of place yourself in like a restful state. As you look into it, you just kind of feel this calming, just kind of a calming sensation. In fact, give me a quick Constitution check real quick.
As I take a calming breath, do I hear any clicks around me, like perhaps a giant stone is rolling?
Nothing
to go
like
on
that.
With our Indiana Jones theme? Okay.
Yeah, nothing like that. This is yeah, you clearly see a sign on the podium says property of Temple of Doom. So, it's definitely the different episode.
Different episode.
We're in the sequel now.
I am going to take a picture of this so that you can see that I in fact did roll a natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
Whoa, it's good.
Gonna put this right here in general.
Okay.
Natural 20.
On a natural 20, right? Okay. On that good of a roll, when this thing calls to you, that says, "Hey, follow me into the realm of dreams. Step with me. Take my hand and step with me into that realm of rest and subtle, and subtle seclusion." Right. Let your dreams become reality, and placing you at the forefront of those dreams. Come with me. You're able to kind of say, no, I'm good, bro, thank you, and kind of deny that. You're able to kind of deny and push back that calling and that pull towards the stone. Lifting your eyes away from it, you can kind of feel like it that pull kind of weakens. What were you gonna say?
I was just wondering, because as an autognome, as a construct, I don't sleep.
Okay. Right.
Did that have any effect?
Yeah, it was it was just kind of calling you into a pleasant shutdown mode.
Okay.
Kind of like a meditation type of thing, or those things that what you do during a long rest and whatnot.
Yeah.
Running cycles, cleaning out old processes, all those things. That restful state of an autognome. It was calling you to that.
Condensing.
Right. Condensing, reformatting, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, read. What do they call it? What do you do with like an old hard drive?
Defrag.
Yeah, where you like make it
Defrag.
defragging. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
defragging.
defrag.
Right. Yep. It was calling you into that defragmentation process, and it was very alluring. It looked very peaceful and restful. But alas, 'twas not to be. You know what this thing is. You know what it does, and you have no interest in stepping into its wayward ways. Okay. All right. All right. So it's good. So you have this stone. And you get a sense that it's still in proximity to each of these people. So whatever it is, it's kind of holding them in this dreamless state, or in this dreamful state. Questions begin to fill your mind. How far away can you take this thing? What happens if I smash it? Can I rob these people in this state? Right?
Can I just walk blatantly down the aisle?
Another
Sure.
question
Right.
enters your mind, compliments of Elspeth, which is, have you broken it yet? And if so, not, why not?
I like- Are these guys all holding the City of Stones too?
You can't quite tell. And Gilzaf, as you look,
Yeah,
you're not sure you can see them or not. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see any. You don't see any from where you're at. You can relay that to Gilzaf too. You can ask and.
And Gilzaf,
Yeah,
you could go lift up all their tunics and check.
While I was twitching aside the cowl and very carefully and focusedly switching out the golden idol for a bag of sand, the Lucidia stone
There you go.
for a globe of smoke, did I happen to notice a wallet? Any like pouches of gold? I'm joking.
Right. You never know. I'll roll forward if you want me to.
And good.
Okay.
I'm not going to push my luck that much. I think I am just going to attempt to retrace my steps back to the party so that I can saying this to the party as well in my mind.
Mhm.
So that I can give the Lucidia stone to someone who can more easily destroy it with one blast, because I cannot do that. I just have a
Okay.
dagger.
Uh-huh.
And so that I'm away from the large group of people when we need to destroy them because they come to life and try to eat us.
Right. Okay.
So I'm gonna roll another.
Okay.
It was 13 plus 4 is 17, and I'm just retracing my steps backwards. It's the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Stealthy enough. You do get a sense though that as you quick insight that you have is that this stone is keeping them within this dream state. And you're not sure how the proximity works. Obviously, it reaches the people in the back row. You're not sure about what kind of range it might have if you kind of walk away with it. Will it pull them out of that dream state? And then you'll have what is that? 9, 18, 20 combatants to deal with. But you're not sure how that will work. Elsbeth has a smirk, so there's probably an electrifying solution to that little problem. But you do get a sense of that's kind of like the analysis of the situation that you're able to kind of put together. Uh-huh.
So then, this guy is within 50 feet of everyone.
Uh-huh.
So presumably the range would be 50 feet at the bare minimum. So then I would need to be let's see here. As soon as I leave here is when I'm communicating, hey, I'm leaving that area, that range.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then I would probably be a little bit less stealthy as I'm running. Not running, but
Okay.
going
Just
a little
kinda, like,
faster.
quickening the pace a little bit.
Just in case, yeah, because
Okay.
I don't want it. one guy to come awake, and then I'm like in range of everyone else. But
Okay. Okay, it's good.
Yeah. So then
All
I
right.
will communicate that to everyone else because communication is key, and then give the Lucidia Stone. Who wants it? It is on my palm. It is being offered up.
Elspeth
If any
will
hammers,
basically point right on the floor in front of her.
I'm going to drop it there. I'm going to place it there. I'm not going to drop things and make loud noises.
Okay. All right.
Where is Elsa? I'm going to be right there.
Elspeth is actually wants you to put it right in that square that you're standing in.
Oh, I'm going to put it right in that square, and then I'm going to back up.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. It's roughly at that moment when you begin to hear a stirring coming from right around the pulpit. The breathing is becoming less rhythmic. There's a slight snoring that's kind of happening, and every now and then, like a stop to that snoring as they adjust their breathing. They're falling out of that sleep state.
Well, Elspeth is going to very much wake them up from that sleep state.
Okay.
I'm going to ready my
before you
dagger.
do that, can I cast a spell pretty much like to kick things off before Elspeth does this?
Okay.
I'd like to cast Bless at 2nd level. I'm going to bless the entire party besides myself. So Justice, Elspeth, Mark 5, and Gilzaf. Gilzaf too. You're all going to be cast with Bless. As I start seeing all the rumbling and everything going on, and Gilzaf is back in our group, I'll get that cast on everyone.
Okay. You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range.
Mm-hmm. Since I'm
Whenever
doing it at 2nd level, I can use it. I can target one additional person.
an additional creature above the first. Okay. You got it. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or the saving throw. You got it.
Yep.
Who aren't you targeting with that?
Myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're so giving.
I'm still trying to make up for what happened previously.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I have no remorse and am just blatantly stealing things from people.
Right. Okay.
If we're all good,
Mm-hmm.
Elspeth casts Thunderclap directly on that rock.
Okay. All right.
We break it.
Okay. All right. Where was the rock set? Where was the
The square that she's standing in, so that it doesn't hit anyone else.
Okay.
But this,
like right here.
But the thunder sound really is there.
Okay.
Yeah. So the range would be the 5 feet. So if it would just be the stone that needs to make the Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It's an object.
Right?
I don't think it gets a con save.
I don't think it does either.
Okay. Yep. I think I assigned 10 hit points to those things, right?
I don't know. I know that I broke one by flinging it with lightning lure, and then I ray of frosted another one to death. So
Right. Okay. Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're a gem, so they can be shattered. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. And 1d6. Go ahead and throw the damage. It doesn't really have a Constitution.
well, that's silly.
Okay.
Wait.
I read it.
Do all of us need to make a save too?
No one else is in range.
Yeah, just the 5 feet in range. Yeah.
The 100 feet only applies to the sound. It can be heard.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That always
heard from 100
confuses
feet
me
away.
about this spell
Yeah, right.
all of the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like someone coming up to your, like, right next to your head and just going clap. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Okay. So, let's see. And then range 5 feet. So do you need to be 5 feet away from it in order to do that?
No, it's basically an area 5 feet around me and including my space, but it does.
Okay. All right.
And I dropped
Yeah.
the stone at her feet, so it's like
Actually,
within her space.
actually, that says. Oh, that says creature.
Mm.
Are they really going to do this? Oh, okay. I can firebolt it since it's an object. The others all say creature. So.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll just
You wanna firebolt
firebolt it.
Okay.
Instead of the thunderclap.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Firebolt away.
Do I need to roll to hit it, or just roll the damage?
I will. Yeah, we'll give it to you. Go ahead and just roll the damage.
Add a D4.
Yeah.
And add a D4. Okay.
The D4 is for the attack roll, not for the damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Let's see. Yeah, firebolt. You cast that. That 13 fire damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good enough. Yeah. The heat from the fire is enough to kind of just cast it into cinders. The stone melts away, and you can kind of get this sense that those who were attached to this dreaming stone, it's that awful feeling of having a really pleasant dream and having to be woken up from that dream. If you've ever been, if that pleasant dream state has ever been shattered by the sound of an alarm clock, or whatever, or a fire alarm, or maybe your spouse rolling over and kicking you. Hard to say, right? But yeah, and you see, as everybody in the room kind of has that experience, everyone who was connected to that stone, each of these people begin to kind of stir, and their breathing kind of returns, and they just kind of look a little confused for a moment as they begin to look around the room, and they see several people in the back. They begin to rise from their seats and they begin to approach.
Does the guy at the pulpit look confused about his new globe of smoke?
Trinket.
He's holding a snow globe. Clearly, and he's a little confused at that for sure. He's kind of fumbling back and forth a little bit behind that pulpit. Clearly he's caught unawares and shaken by that, and you're pretty certain it's kind of a what the kind of moment for him.
Nice, worth it.
Yep. Right. All right. Anything else anybody wants to do before this turns into a bloodbath?
Justice would like to try and talk the situation down by suggesting everyone just hold their damn horses.
Yeah. Right?
Gilsap is going to hide
Okay.
behind something. Probably behind the pew. You can't see me. I'm behind the pew. Pew's in the way.
Okay. All right. And Justice, you say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and they're all so these people are all just kind of dumbfounded. They're just kind of looking confused a little bit. This one steps from behind the pulpit and just kind of walks slowly to the middle here. Let's see how they react. And they hold up the snow globe, and it just it just explodes. It's just obliterated from view. And he says something to the effect of how rude it is to interrupt a dreamy nap. He raises his hand. He's going to cast a spell at you, Justice.
Oh, hell.
You have an instant to react before something happens.
Can I bluff our way out of this?
Oh, now.
Because
I don't know.
if they've been sleeping, they don't know that we just got here. We just opened the doors. Y'all just awoke.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. I apologize if the door slamming woke you out of your dream. However, we just got here. What is happening? Who are you?
Yeah.
Where are we? We're just as lost and confused as you.
Okay.
Actually, I think Justice does have something to try.
Okay.
He's going to basically yell at this guy.
Okay.
And
All right.
I think his yell is. What is it?
Okay.
I
So he's
think
holding
his
out his.
yell is halt.
Halt.
What's that now? Halt.
Ooh,
He yells halt.
he's gonna yell halt.
Okay.
Man.
Command oath, or command, huh?
Command is a note spell.
Okay, you got it. All right. So he was readying a spell. His hand his hand began to glow. He was kind of momentarily. He paused, and his eyes shifted to Gilzaf as Gilzaf kind of let out with a spiel. And that was just the amount of time for you that you needed to formulate your command. You speak a one-word command to a creature that you can see within range. Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Let's see how that goes. It's a 9.
Spell save is 13.
Okay, you got it. All right. Okay, so he pauses. He lets down with his hand. His eyes narrow, and he's just kind of watching you. Justice.
May save us for now, but what's the plan?
Yeah.
What are the other people doing?
They're just kind of rousing a little bit. They look a little confused, but by now they're kind of figuring out what's going on, and more of them are turning their eyes to all of you.
This guy
Do they
said
seem
something
hostile?
mean.
Yeah, this guy did say something mean.
He was threatening about.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, what's that?
Well, there's only like 6 seconds here, so Justice is basically like either get him or get out, I guess.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if the people are hostile, because if they are coming out of their like confusion into hostility, it's different than like if it's just this one guy and maybe we can only take care of this one guy.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You kind of get a sense that they're most likely copies of what you saw upstairs. It's
Okay.
likely because they're all kind of wearing different kinds of clothing. Some of them look to be from different walks of life, and it's a little odd for different people from different groups like that to just kind of gather up. It just seems a little strange, unless it was some kind of major AA meeting or whatever, right? You never know. But you think that these are all possessed individuals, that like what you saw upstairs, and if so, that could be they would definitely be hostiles.
Okay. I am letting somebody else take the lead then.
I will shoot a bolt of guiding bolt at the main guy.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Okay.
And that'll do. Add anything to this? Guiding bolt. Oh, it's 46. What am I doing? I did a D8. Oh, jeez, that's so much more damage than I thought. Or where are my other D6s? 7. Or 13 points of radiant damage.
All right, directly at the leader.
Yep, right in the middle. So 13 points of radiant damage, and he now has advantage for the next attack. Or we have advantage against him for our next attack.
Okay.
Whoever has something big, go for it now.
Okay. Okay.
I am behind
Uh,
a pew, so I can't do anything.
Okay. So letting loose with that spell, that sizzles directly at your enemy. It impacts their frame, and they kind of fall back, and their foot catches them just before they fall backwards. And he kind of steps up, his body kind of riddled with injury from the blast, and his gaze is fixated upon you, Zylek.
Right. I just shore myself up.
Yeah.
In preparation.
Zylek, give me a quick perception check, as you're looking pretty
Okay.
deeply into this, pretty deeply into your target at the moment.
26.
Okay. So you feel a sense of awareness of this individual, of the pain that you inflicted upon this individual. It's not, I mean, it doesn't like harm you, it doesn't hurt you per se, but you almost kind of feel a connection, just like almost like there's just something connecting you to whatever it is that has hold on this individual as well. Almost as if like a tactile, like almost as if somebody else is in the room and just kind of feeding you that knowledge about what's happening.
Ooh, okay.
Whereas before, I mean, under normal circumstances, you cast the spell, you see them get hurt. That's that, right? You connect it to the magic, you feel the spell. But in this instance, you feel a connection to your target, and you just have an awareness of just the pain that it inflicts and the damage it's inflicting.
Gotcha.
All right, they stand ready. The rest of them kind of are now getting to their feet. They're beginning to leap over the pews, and they are launching at you. They're coming straight for you all. And this is a perfect setup for our next session, as it is. We will take this time to draw to a close. We will begin. Join us in 1 week, same bat time, same bat channel, where we will begin a combat against 20 assailants. We'll see how our crew holds up, and we'll see if they can withstand the might of the dream.
It'll be awesome.
It'll
be
be
so much
fine.
Okay.
We're gonna be fine.
Right?
What's the worst that
Very
could
cool.
happen?
Right? We could always roll up new characters, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if we die. I'm sure Gilzaf has a brother. Gilzaf the third.
The third, or the fourth, or the fifth, right?
He's already a
Mel will
junior.
come back as Mark 6.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly.
Well, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight for this session of D&D. As always, it's a pleasure. I'll go ahead and hand the floor back over to our gracious host, Beluga.
All right, thank you everyone for joining tonight's episode. Next week we'll start off with this combat. Here's a reminder that if you have nothing going on tomorrow, well, you do, because we have Rise of the Rune Lords around 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Oh, gee.
A lot to do.
Oh, yeah. A lot to do, as in join the stream.
Exactly.
Anyway.
If I wasn't busy.
I am Beluga, your guildmaster here at the Role Players Guild, and I play Mark 5, the Warforged. Alex, it's to you with Laura on deck.
Alex, I'm playing your cleric, druid, multiclass, Zylek Seerster, the lizard folk. Laura.
I am Laura, and I was playing Gilzaf, the Autonome Rogue, and now it's Beast Spouse's turn.
I'm Bee's spouse, and I'm playing Justice, who really doesn't want to be here, really not now, just wants to see his damn kid. And Elspeth, who doesn't mind this at all, and has in fact been preparing her last biggest crowd pleaser for this sort of situation.
Nice.
All right. Thank you all so much. As ever, I am Jason, your humble DM. Always grateful to play with y'all. And we will close out for tonight, and we'll see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Have a great night, all.
Bye.